Yo guys, what's going on? Got some more BT6 gameplay for you guys, featuring purple this time, a purple option card build centered around MetalGarurumon as well as the new Wizardmon, I guess relatively new Wizardmon from the BT6 promo pack. So that guy's really good. He synergizes well with Lady Devimon, with MetalGarurumon, all those kinds of cards. So anyways, I'm going to build up with my Wizardmon and then play the Sound of Birdmon after my opponent had passed turn, just playing the TK and Kari. My opponent is going to bring out his Patamon and then play the Starmons to get rid of my Sound Birdmon, and I'm just going to counter by Digivolving into Lady Devimon to end turn on 1 and then draw 2 cards, discard 1, which was really nice because you basically get to draw 3 when you evolve her, so that's really powerful. I'm just going to discard a couple of cards that I don't need right at this moment. It is a little bit risky to bring out your level 5s versus something like yellow. I'm not sure what variant, or I guess I wasn't sure what version this was at the time, but regardless, I really needed to cycle through my hand. My opponent is going to pass turn by just playing TK for 4. TK lets you look through your security, and then if you get to pick a card, and then if that card is yellow, you get recovery +1, and you get to add it to your hand, so leaving me with a 3 memory. You see the Fly Bullet in my hand as well, so there are lots of new powerful cards in set 6 that work with the older purple MetalGarurumon, and he hasn't seen too much competitive play, or at least he hadn't in, we saw a little bit in set 4, not too much in set 5, but he is really powerful, just takes quite a bit of setup. So I'm just going to Digivolve into my Meramons there for a total cost of 3, going on up to ShineGreymon, and then passing turn by playing the purple memory boost. And a really cool interaction is, because I've got Wizardmon, I will actually play purple memory boost, not only search the top 4, add a card, but then also gain a memory off of that. It isn't relevant in this case since my opponent does have TK, so he'll start at 3 regardless, but it is a nice interaction. And then especially pair that with something like Lady Devimon, I could have potentially popped one of his level 3s if I had a 6 on top of her as well. So that's really cool. My opponent is going to bring out his guy and then go into Petamon as well as ShineGreymon there. So at this point I was like, alright, well, he is most definitely playing ShineGreymon. So then we see ShineGreymon tutor out the TK Kari for free, which is absolutely crazy. That is so much value, because playing a dual tamer for free is just so insane, because you get 2 memory every single turn if you do fulfill those requirements. But I'm just going to go into purple MetalGarurumon and then say, nope, hey, I don't want any of your ShineGreymon. I'm just going to detach 2 to activate Fly Bullet for free. So that's super powerful, because it is a 7 cost or lower option card. I get to just delete any level 6 or lower Digimon. Not only that, but then Lady Devimon will let me kill the Patamon as well, and then Wizardmon will let me gain a memory from that interaction as well. So much value out of just activating 1 card. The only main issue with this deck is that you're reliant on the option card. So after that, I'm just going to play the Drakemon and then add back the option card, Fly Bullet, because it does have a cost of 7, and Drakemon lets you add back a 1 or 7 cost option card from your trash whenever you play him. So I think he's a really nice recovery option. So my opponent is going to go into GeoGreymon for a 2 cost, and then we're going to see a War Growlmon, and then he's going to pass the turn with 2 after drawing a card there. So that's really powerful, especially if he's got the ShineGreymon as well. That's a potential 16,000 reduction just by bringing out that guy and evolving into a Shine. I drew a couple more cards, or I drew 1 card off of the 1 for turn and then 1 off of the Gabumon, and unfortunately at this point I was debating, like, okay, well, if he brings out ShineGreymon next turn, my MetalGarurumon is most definitely dying, right? Because he's got 3 tamers, so regardless if I attack or not, he'll be able to kill it. But then I was thinking, well, if he does bring out the ShineGreymon and then I attack, he'll have +4 memory from the TK Kari. He'll be able to kill my other guys and then attack over the MetalGarurumon, and that just sounds even worse. So I'm just going to play a little bit safe and then Digivolve Devimon, the breeding area Devimon, on top of my Drakemon for 1 each, and then Digivolve into the ShineGreymon, building up another ultimate in the back. So hopefully if I do draw into another MetalGarurumon, I've got multiple plays because I got the Fly Bullets, I've got the Millenniumon as well. But regardless, we're going to see my opponent bring out the War Growlmon, which wasn't actually super impactful, as you will see. We see the -4,000. I believe at that point he did it on the ShineGreymon, but it's not really going to matter, because then because I did not attack, he's not going to be able to gain and then, you know, attack before, you know, passing turn. So he's just going to Digivolve ShineGreymon for 4, suspend the 3 Tamers, and get rid of my purple MetalGarurumon, leaving me with 1 memory. So it's going to pass over to me, and I'm going to draw. The awesome thing about this deck is because I'm playing so many option cards, I have so much removal. It's such a really nice control deck, so I could just chill in the breeding area for a little bit if I wanted to. I could definitely bring out my ShineGreymon, and that is exactly what I'm going to do, because I don't really feel threatened by just a single Starmons on field, so I'm going to go ahead and bring out my ShineGreymon, especially because I've got a bunch of rookies in hand too. I want to evolve, and then I'm just going to Hell's Gate his ShineGreymon, prevent anything like a Valdemar arm for hitting the field, so then it's just going to pass over to my opponent with 5. He's going to Digivolve the Gatomon for 2, and then go into a ShineGreymon for 3. Again, ShineGreymon is such a powerful card, especially with the advent of TK Kari, so we're going to play a regular Kari. We're going to see him play a regular card from his hand, and then go into ShineGreymon. And at that point, I was like, okay, that is pretty significant, because that is 8,000 on each of my ShineGreymons. That is pretty crazy, getting rid of both of my level 5s. That was definitely a blunder on my part, but I at least do get to draw like 6 cards and discard a bunch. So I'm going through my deck quite fast. You can see I'm actually kind of close to decking out at this point. So then I'm going to draw for turn, and I do finally have the MetalGarurumon in hand. I have a lot of fly bullets as well, so I definitely have options to be able to control the board, but not enough memory to do it right away. So I'm going to go ahead, start my turn, draw for turn, and then hatch. I don't really want to Digivolve because I only have like 12 cards left in deck, but that's just what is going to happen. So I'm going to evolve into the Gazimon, and then probably just build up into the MetalGarurumon in the back. So I'm going to go into Meramon, and then Lady Devimon, and then finally into purple MetalGarurumon for a cost of 3. I'm going to do that now, especially because I don't have any memory tamers, so I just want him ready by the time next turn rolls around. So even if my opponent goes Valdarm or anything like that, I can just completely get rid of his Digimon. So we're going to see the Salamon come out, and then the ShineGreymon attack into security. TK Kari is going to activate minus 2,000 on the Devimon there, and then check 2 security cards. Because of the ShineGreymon, it does give Shine plus 1 security attack if you do have 3 or more yellow tamers. And after that, we are going to see a GeoGreymon evolved for 2. So that is a total of like minus 3,000 if he does choose to attack with you know, his ShineGreymon stack. And then he's going to pass it over to me after Digivolving ShineGreymon, playing another TK Kari for free, which is super powerful, super significant. But unfortunately, MetalGarurumon is just such a powerhouse. I'm going to be able to bring him out and effectively clear his field. So I'm going to activate Fly Bullet number 1, getting rid of the ShineGreymon because I can just detach 2 and activate 7 cost or lower option card. And hey, guess what? That effect is not once per turn, so I'm just going to be able to do it again and get rid of the Rise this time, and effectively just clearing his board for 0 memory cost. I can still attack, I can still do all that. It's absolutely significant. If you're wondering why I have not attacked yet, it's because my opponent has TK Kari on the field. So if I choose to, I could definitely have attacked with the MetalGarurumon, but if I put him lower than the amount of security that I have, he will gain 6 memory. So we'll start with 10 or like 9 plus 10 with the Kari. So basically he'd start with 10 because he'd be at 3 or lower. But regardless, it would be really significant is my point. So we're just going to see the Pulsemon as well as the Pedomon hit the field, and then my opponent's going to draw a couple cards. I am down to 7 cards left in deck, so I think it's at the point where I just need to start hard playing stuff and try to, like, I've controlled the board at this point. He's gone through a lot of ShineGreymons. I need to just like hard play things on the field so that I can attack him all in one go and end the game without having to worry about TK or Kari. So we're just going to see Drakemon come down for 3 and then add back the Fly Bullet to my hand. So if he does go into something else like a Shine or a Dynasmon or something, I can get rid of it and then just stall out the game from there. So we're going to see the ShineGreymon, red ShineGreymon hit the field, and then his effect is going to activate, detaching 2 materials to play a yellow 4 cost or lower tamer, and that tamer does get his on play effect. In this scenario, Kari does not have one, but something like TK definitely does, so it's really, really powerful. He does have 6 tamers at this point in the game, so that's just going to make this ShineGreymon absolutely devastating. So being able to suspend all of those and effectively clearing my board, so 3 of them are going to be used on the purple MetalGarurumon, and then probably 2 on like the Devimon and 1 on the Drakemon is what I'm guessing. So 1 on the Drakemon there, and then the last 2 on the blocker, clearing my field of so many Digimon. But you see, I got an absolutely amazing top deck. I am playing Bellstarmon in this build because I am playing a lot of 7-cost option card stuff like Nailbone and Trump Sword and Flybullet, of course. So Bellstarmon is a really, really powerful card, especially good for recursion, and then you can just hard play her, put a level 6 on field, followed up with something like a Millenniumon, so it's really, really insane. I'm going to just go ahead and bring out my Tapermon, or I guess not, there's not really a point to, because I'm not going to attack with it this turn, and you know, I don't have any eggs, so it's not really taking up a slot in my breeding area because it's like the last thing. But I think the plan here is to just like hard play a level 3, like a Taper or a Sound Bergermon, or probably Sound Bergermon, because if he does get rid of the Tapermon, it's mandatory to draw a card, so that would be really annoying. And then I'm just going to play Bellstarmon for a cost of 9, because you can reduce her cost by 1 for each 3 Musketeers and or purple, or sorry, or 7 cost option cards. So I had 3 fly bullets in my hand, so now I can reduce her cost by 3, and then add back 1 of those 7 cost option cards to my hand, and then activate any of them from hand. So in this case, I had all fly bullets in hand, but if I had something else, it'd be really cool. So I'm just going to play the fly bullet for free, get rid of the ShineGreymon, and hopefully be able to clear his chances of winning, and then just swing into his security all in one go. Now, I definitely could have attacked with one of my other Digimon, like putting him at 4, or even 3. No, 3 would trigger the card, but putting him at 4 would not be too big of a deal. So I definitely could have done that. But then we're just going to see a Pitomon, a Patamon, and then a Dynasmon come down for 12, leaving me with 8 memory. My opponent has actually gone through most of his deck. He's also close to decking out, and gone through, I believe, 3 ShineGreymons at this point. So I'm just going to bring out my Tapermon. And I do have a Millenniumon, so I could definitely like Millenniumon or just hard play Fly Bullet, since I've got enough memory. I can just get rid of the Dynasmon outright, so I don't have to worry about his recovery effect. First of all, I'm going to play the Tapermon for 3, and then I'm going to play the Wizardmon for 5, putting me at 0 and putting me at 6 Digimon on field. And then lastly, I'm going to probably evolve Millenniumon, but Fly Bullet might have been the better play because I have very, very few cards left in the deck. But regardless, I'm going to Millenniumon, get rid of the Dynasron, put it back at the bottom of the deck, which again was not only bad because I drew a card, but it also put an extra card in my opponent's deck. So at this point in the game, you really got to think about those things. It didn't seem that significant, but that will definitely contribute to the result of this game. You'll see. So we're just going to see my opponent start with 4 and then play the Pulsemon, draw a card, and then we're going to see a Starmon played for 3. That is a 4,000 reduction. He's going to kill my Tapermon, and then I'm going to be forced to draw a card, and then I'll draw for turn. No more Digi-Eggs, just have 5 Digimon in play, so I'm going to swing with the Millenniumon, hit a Pitomon there, and then I'm going to swing with the Wizardmon for 5,000, hit a Patamon, so I fortunately survived that one. I've got lots of other cards in my hand, so I'm just going to swing with the Wizardmon. There's the 4th ShineGreymon. I'm going to die in security, and then that is going to leave my opponent at 2 security, so this is going to trigger TK, Kari, and regular Kari. So he's going to basically start maxed out regardless of what I do for this turn. I think the play here is just like hard play a blocker and just hope I don't die or hope I don't deck out. I'm going to swing with the Sound Bergermon, use his effect to discard an option card to gain a memory, but then my opponent is going to block him, and then I'm just going to play a Gabumon for 3, and then hard play a Devimon. I think is the best play. My opponent's going to start with 10 regardless, so we're just going to play that for 6 and then leave my opponent with 10. I have 5 Digimon on field. He's got 4 attacks, and I've got 1 blocker. We've seen him go through every single shine, so unless we see a Slash-Angemon, which is not likely because his secondary Mega was Dynasmon, I don't think I can lose this turn. At least I didn't think I could lose this turn. But my opponent, you'll see, when this is the Tarurumon there, we're going to see a Pulsemon played for 3, putting him to 6, drawing a card. And then we're going to see a Rise Greymon Digivolved for 3, drawing another card that is a red Rise Greymon, but remember that it is treated as yellow like while it's on the field, while it's in the battle area. And we're going to see that red Rise Greymon swing over the Wizardmon for 7,000 total, and then we're also going to see the TKs and Karis procced, as well as the GeoGreymon. So GeoGreymon, if you've got 3 or more yellow tamers, you get to minus 2,000 on something, and then we're going to see 2 TK Karis procced. If your yellow Digimon attacks, you can minus 1,000 by suspending it. So then because of that, my Tapermon is going to die, and I'm going to be forced to draw a card and then deck out. So guys, that is going to be the video. If you did enjoy, go ahead and let me know. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.